I'll do. So this should be a fairly quick one. I'm basically just finishing off these minor repairs on the Volvo. I was going to say they're minor, they wasn't at the time, but they are now. So we're going to get these repairs done in this video and then leave it at that and not move on with anything else, because the rest of it, once this is done, it does actually put me back to square one of the manual, and this is where we was up to last time. 40B, 40C, there is a revised section for 40C, but I'm going to cover this section in the next video, the whole three, and get those in. So the minor repairs, it's like these cab mounts with the little airbag thingies on, and I explained in the last one I'd kind of made some little chocks out of just some old parch tree and stuff like that, basically to brace under there, and then when I glue it, the whole thing is like solid to the chassis and not just relying to hang on the old glued broken bit of bracket. Now this was nut and bolted to there, but you know, it's broke on where the bolts go through and stuff, so I haven't been able to get new parts, so we're just going to glue this up and get this finished. Now I would have had this video yesterday, but we ended up going out trailing with my wife and Dave. And my wife cannot drive, you will see. I thought she could. She borrowed my Gladiator the other day and she drove it beautifully, but my RC X10 I think it's because it says certified shitbox, she just thought she was in Monster Jam or something. Crazy. Surprised the thing's not broke, because it took a hell of a battering. I mean, she's just dropping it off cliffs and all sorts. I hope you're watching where you're driving. Wait, I'll catch it. Whoa! Come in! Yeah, sorry. That's me wife. All good fun. Yeah, so I did that to let these tanks and stuff, which I did in the last video, all dry up, to make sure that they are securely dry, and they are. Everything's held in place nice and solid. Whew. These will be the next part of the video, all ready to go there, but as I've stated, they bolt to those, which is, I ain't messing about while they're setting. So let's get on and get these done. So the original nuts are still in there. They're actually holding the rest of the bracket in place. So I have ran a bit of glue just down behind, just so I know that bracket bit's going to stick in place and stay there. And the top nuts I am going to keep, because again, it's just something else for the glue to bond to. As it's broke off there, that'll still hook around the nut. So that one will be a stronger repair than that one, but again, with these little chock things, it, touch wood, it works. I'm only really keeping this as a static model. I don't really have any intention of letting someone just run into the side of it and destroy it. So it might go around on the back of my low loader or just on display in a nice box, but I can't really see me physically using this as an RC truck. But that's just me. So what I am going to do to start is glue these little old little piece of parch tree, and I'm going to glue them to the bottom now of this. Thanks, Dave. He's seen in my video that I'd lost my cement, and he kind of gave me that, so cheers again, pal. Again, I have scrubbed these down with a file and stuff, and same for these. So once it's actually on the chassis, shouldn't really notice. It's just like a little bump stop really, but You know, if it does the job, then great. Now for the moment of truth. So that was pretty successful. I may just use this glue here. I've just scuffed the tops of the chassis rails, but I'm just going to apply a little blob there where the little chock thing's going to be sitting. This is why it's just good to keep all bits of parts tree. And then I'm just going to run some glue down there around the nuts. Yeah, broken parts trees and stuff like that, you just never know when you may need them. I'm going to put glue on there. It's not really going to be that noticeable hidden down there. Now, just need that. There we go. It's just sat where it broke off the nut, and that has just sat exactly where I want it to be. Yes! I know it looks a little wet with the glue at the moment. But you can just see the end of the little chock bit under there, where it's just holding it up on the chassis rail, which is what I wanted. See, it's the old bit of broken clip has grabbed around the nut where it broke off from and just literally seated itself in place. Now without that underneath, it would still be flexible and wobbly and literally just barely hanging on. So onto this side now. So just repeating that exact same process. Like I say, this one's going to be a fiddly side because it's literally broke off in half, this one. There is nothing left of the clip, so it won't seat around the nut like the first one has done. So this one we are going to have to like just play around with for a minute. That one's held in lovely. That looks right enough for me. Looking at it at every angle and everything, I just hope it is right. Once it has set, I will drop just a little bit more glue, probably with the brush, just to run around the edges, then I know it can seep in and seal everywhere. Last thing I want is them breaking off again. Basically keep Henry away from it. But that now puts me back to square one with a manual, which I am just so happy about, because I've been zigging back and forth and it kind of been losing my marbles with a bit. Not that I had any to start with, but you know. And also behind me here I have a 2002 Tamiya King Tiger Tank. So every Tuesday, from Tuesday, possibly the next 10 weeks, I will be building up this King Tiger. So you might want to stay tuned for that every Tuesday. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like the video, dislike it if you don't, drop me a comment and I will try and get back to you. But for now, that is all. Till that dries in the next video, ciao for now. Nah, I'm just kidding. Nah, I'm really anyway.